Welcome to the Coach's Corner, where we get the inside scoop on MSU Denver athletics with players, coaches, and we're live here from the Tivoli Tap House every Monday at 5:30. We encourage you, come down, hang out, have a beer, chat with our wonderful guests this evening. I'm Tafoya, and with me is Celeste, Zubia, and Celeste. Who are those wonderful guests that we're going to have tonight?
So we are going to start our first guest with the outdoor track and field head coach, Janis Christopher, as they opened up their season this past weekend, as well as athletic director Anthony Grant. He's going to be telling us about all the upcoming events, just like the scholarship and auction dinner that's going to be coming up soon. And then we get to end the show with Sarah Hughes, the senior jumper for MSU Denver, and she's just going to kind of talk about her season so far and kind of what she expects from the team.
Man, that is a championship lineup, so make sure you guys stick around. So, before we get to our guests, let's bring you in and let's get you caught up on the weekend that was MSU Denver sports. The softball team had a great weekend, taking 3 of 4 from the second place Colorado Christian Cougars. In Game 2, the Roadrunners found themselves starting right into a 5-0 deficit, but then Carissa Terry blasted her team-leading 5th home run in the 4th. Then it was Kalissa Bakovic who came through in the clutch, first driving in the tying run in the bottom of the 6th. Then she comes in on the sacrifice fly for the go-ahead run to seal away the 6-5 run lead. So the Red and Blue are now 15-1 in conference play.
Our baseball team competed in Golden this past weekend, taking on Colorado Mines. In Game 2, Coach Otis' squad rallied from a 6-2 deficit before scoring 5 runs in the top of the 4th, spurred by Jake Ekman 3-run double. The team now has a 6-6 record in the RMAC.
And the outdoor track and field team got their new season underway at the University of Colorado Jerry Quiller Classic. Sophomore Robert Carlson took first place in the long jump, reaching 7.06 meters. Sophomore Tina Moss crossed the line in 4th place in the 800-meter run, while junior Erica Ruiz earned the 2nd place in the 3,000 meters. You can find the rest of the results from the meet at roadrunnersathletics.com. And speaking of that outdoor track and field team, we welcome in our first guest, Janis Christopher, the interim head coach of that track and field team. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Doing excellent. Thanks for being on the show this evening. Now, we've had some incredible weather in Denver this winter. If you can call it winter, feels more like summer out there. And how has that been advantageous for your squad while they've been in training and getting into the season?
Well, I mean, it's great. You know, without an indoor facility, we're outside a lot. So when the weather's warm, they can really run the paces that they want to run, so they can get ready for their races a lot easier than if they're bundled up in 10 layers of clothes trying to run in the cold. So it makes a big difference. And you know, I was just talking to senior Sarah Hughes over here about the meet, and we decided that we think that it was probably our best opener we've probably ever had outdoor. So it's been very advantageous to have warm weather, yes.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, so the outdoor season started up for you this past weekend in Boulder. Was this meet used as kind of a rust buster type of meet? I know you said it was your best one. So did you guys kind of get hit the ground running for you?
We definitely did. We had 2 weeks off with no competition after the indoor season was over. So, you know, we worked hard through those 2 weeks, and everybody was sore and tired, and that's how they're supposed to feel right now. But they still went out. I told them I still would like, you know, personal record effort. If you can't actually hit a personal record, let's do personal record effort. And we actually had several hit personal bests, even being sore and tired. So yeah, rust buster for sure.
So what were some performances that stood out to you over the weekend that you can use as a good starting point from here on out and going forward?
You know, the jumpers finally were able to do some good stuff. Sarah, who you'll talk to next here, is she had her best jump of the season. Best jump since December, probably at 11.5 meters. So she was about 11.7 in outdoor season last year. So she's getting really close to her personal best. So the jumpers did a great job. A lot of young freshman girls running in the 1,500 meters, kind of learning, figuring that stuff out. All ran great races under the times that we had targeted for them, and they felt like they probably could have gone even faster. The sprinters, Julian Delaney's, he ran a super fast 100 and 200 meters, and he's very close to some provisional times in the 200 meters. So, you know, just across the board, different performances that looks like the whole team overall is going to have a good year.
Perfect.
So I know it was just the first meet of the season, but was there anything that stood out to you in terms of like what you wanted to improve on, or kind of maybe some things you guys can change?
There's always room for improvement. I think that, as we move through the season, what you'll see is that our speed is going to get better and better. So, right now they're very strong runners. You're not seeing a lot of super speediness at the ends of the races. So that's something that we'll be working on, helping them to cross the line a little bit faster, have some speed at the end of their races.
All right, so squad this weekend heading to Grand Junction for the Colorado Mesa University Open. What are your goals for this event, and are you taking the whole squad or just maybe a select few individuals?
We're taking everybody.
Perfect.
A couple people will stay back, injuries or whatnot, a couple of red shirts, and but for the majority of the people, everybody's going to go. It'll be our first time on the outdoor track. We're going to run a lot of people in the 5,000 meters. So hopefully the weather's warm. We want to get a good opener. This will kind of tell us really where we're at in terms of getting ready to head to California in a few weeks and run at some of those big invitationals out there. So I think it's really just getting a good feeling for where are we at and what do we need to work on, especially from the distance perspective.
So later on in the show, we're going to have Sarah Hughes, the all-conference jumper, later on. So she took part in the triple jump this past weekend. So kind of talk just a little bit about her performance and how she looks, to finish out the season.
Yeah, Sarah had a rough indoor season. She was trying to be a teacher. So she's doing all of her student teaching, which means that she only gets to come and be with the team one day a week and work with me specifically one day a week on her jumps. So she struggled a little bit, and she was real excited to be in outdoor season. She's coaching a high school, and I think she kind of caught that fever a little bit, very excited to be out there. And, really it just sort of all came together, the things that we've been working on, the things that we focused on over the last few weeks, increasing the first phase of that triple jump. We needed some more length on that, and we worked hard on it for 2 weeks, and it really came together. So, yeah, she had a great day. She really did. We were very excited for her to reach that 11.5 meters. Yeah, it was good.
All right, would you mind giving a little insight onto how an athlete trains as a jumper? As a distance runner, obviously you run, try and get conditioned, but how does a jumper like Sarah Hughes train to get that extra inch on a long jump at the Division II level?
I train my jumpers a little different. I started as a middle distance coach, so and I asked them to do a lot. I asked them to run relays for me. Robert Carlson will run the 4x1 and 4x4 relays, plus he'll probably long and triple jump and maybe run the 200 or something. So it takes a lot of endurance to do all of those things. So we spend a day where they're actually doing the same training as my 400-meter runners. And then they do a day where they're doing a lot of sprint training, like the shorter distances, the 100, 200-meter runners. And then we spend 2 days a week jumping, actually doing plyometric drills, working on being consistent on the runway, and just actually jumping. So we use plyometrics a lot. Wow. A lot of plyometrics, a lot of bounding.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So, Coach, thank you so much for being with us. Unfortunately, we're out of time. So best of luck in Grand Junction this weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, up next on the show, we have the big boss man in the athletics department coming up next. Dr. Anthony Grant, the athletic director, will join us next on the Coach's Corner.
And the celebration is on for Mike Dunlap.
The Skyhawks celebrate a second national title in program history.
And the winner of the 2006 Harlan Hill Trophy as Division II College Football Player of the Year is Danny Woodhead from Chadron State. ASU! ASU! ASU!
What do we got?
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Diana DeGette. Every day, I see the impact that MSU Denver has on our region. And education within reach can truly transform a life. Congratulations on 50 years of commitment to diversity and inclusion, and may you have many, many more.
Are you a college student that needs a place to live? Are you still living with your parents and want your own space? The Regency Student Housing is perfect for you. The community offers many amenities such as a fitness center, 2 basketball courts, big screen amphitheater, all-you-can-eat dining hall, bowling alley, arcade, free parking, and a shuttle to and from the Auraria campus. For more information, please call 303-477-1950 or visit our website at regencystudenthousing.com.
I'm Lexi Marr, senior defender for the Roadrunners women's soccer team.
These teams looking for offense, and there's Marr, the all-conference defender.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
I'm Anthony Grant, Director of Athletics at MSU Denver.
It's because of your generosity and support that our athletic programs have been able to achieve sustained success and continue to be one of the top athletic departments in the nation.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Thanks for coming back on the Coach's Corner. Sean Tafoya, Celeste, Zubia, and now we welcome in the Director of Athletics for MSU Denver, and that is Dr. Anthony Grant. So glad you could come join us with here. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So there's a lot of things going on in the world of athletics, as always, but we have to ask you, March Madness is in full swing. We had some crazy games this weekend. Is your bracket busted, or are you feeling pretty good heading into that Sweet 16 round?
Well, I have to tell you, I don't have a bracket, you know, so just for those watching from a compliance perspective, you know, we don't do that type thing. We don't bet on those type of games. Don't bet on it. But I will say that I have been watching the games, and being from PA, Villanova was the team that I was rooting for, and then, you know, unfortunately they got upset by Wisconsin, and you know, so if I did have a bracket, it'd be completely obliterated at this point.
All right.
Well, all I have to say is go Tar Heels. That's my 2 cents right here. But so let's look back on the Hall of Fame, and that took place last month. So the program inducted 4 individuals, and you know, the like high prestigious class. So talk about how that night went for you, and as it was your first ever Hall of Fame for MSU Denver.
Yeah, it was really exciting for me. You know, as you mentioned, this was my first Hall of Fame, and you know, we talk about pride, tradition, and all the history that we have here at MSU Denver. And, you know, I was able to be a part of it firsthand. I mean, everyone that was inducted is top-notch, and outstanding representation, rather, of Roadrunners athletics. I would have to say, if I would pick one inductee that stood out, had to be Kira Sharp. Coming from the 06 women's soccer national championship team. You know, she talked about her story and perseverance, and really how she embodied being a road runner. And I think if, you know, student athletes didn't get a chance to watch that on YouTube or on our website, you need to watch it. I mean, you know, right there really embodies what we're about. So, you know, it meant a lot to me to be a part of it, and it was a wonderful night.
Awesome.
All right, so outgoing President Stephen Jordan on his way out. He's finishing up his final semester here at MSU Denver. What has he done for athletics, even on a personal level for you, and how has that led to so many successes in this Roadrunners athletics program?
Yeah, I don't think our segment is long enough, really, to go through all the things that he's done for athletics, from a local level here on campus to the national level within Division II. You know, we really wouldn't be where we are from a national standpoint if it wasn't for the vision and the efforts of Dr. Jordan. And I obviously owe a lot to him personally, because he gave me a job, right? So from that perspective, you know, he's meant a lot, you know, to me in my career, and it's, you know, unfortunate that he's going to be retiring, but, you know, he's on to bigger and better things, and I'm excited about Dr. Davidson and what she's going to bring to the table. She has a wealth of experience, really high energy, and I think, you know, she's going to do great things for this institution, and she has an interest in athletics, and I think, you know, we're going to continue to thrive under her leadership.
Yeah, you mentioned Dr. Davidson. What insight would you mind sharing with us and the audience at home about her? And have you two sat down, had any formal talks together?
Yes, we did have a conversation. We sat down for about a half hour, 45 minutes. She had a chance to meet with all the senior level administrators for one-on-ones after she was appointed to the position, and we just kind of got to know each other really, and got a sense of what her vision is, and again, what she thought about athletics, and I think she's going to be very supportive for us. As I've mentioned before, she has a great deal of experience, has over 30 years of experience in on the military side of things, in higher ed. She was the undersecretary for the U.S. Navy, and with that, she had oversight of all the operations for the U.S. Navy. She was, the highest ranking civilian in that area. She has master's and doctorate degrees from University of South Carolina. Also, big upset in the bracket.
Yeah.
We're talking about that, right, over Duke. But I mean, she's outstanding. I mean, she just has a really impressive resume, and like I said, I'm really excited about what she's going to do once she officially gets started in July.
Awesome. So one event that is taking place later this week is the M Club Social. So if you could just tell our audience a little bit about what the M Club is and what is taking place on the 25th.
Right. Well, the M Club is something that we started pretty shortly after I arrived, and it's a way to get the alums re-engaged in what we're doing. And so we have various outreach opportunities. We have this weekend coming up where we're going to have an advisory committee for all of our fundraising initiatives, and the M Club comes under that umbrella, and so we're going to continue to game plan and strategize about how to bring the alums back into the fold. Like I said, get them engaged in what we're doing, and also raise some money. I think that's going to be a very important aspect of our future success, and the alums are a significant part of that.
So that M Club is taken off. You mentioned how it was kind of, I guess, something that you implemented when you got here, but one event that's been held in high regards for years has been that annual scholarship dinner auction. Can you give us details about this event and how maybe those at the audience at home can get involved?
Yeah, it's going to be on the evening of Thursday, April 6th. It's going to be at the Hyatt Regency Convention Center. It is the largest single event fundraiser that we do. We're going to have Tyrone Braxton be our keynote speaker, longtime Denver Bronco, also an alum of our graduate program here at MSU Denver. In terms of getting involved, you can go to our website, roadrunnersathletics.com/auction, and it'll give you all the information you need for if you just want to purchase a ticket. It's $100. Table is $1,000. Corporate table is $1,500. And then you have various ways that you can bid on auction items, and we also have an opportunity, if you can't make it, you can still bid on items through your phone. So we're going to make it very easy for everybody to give us their money. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Yep.
Awesome. Well, the All-American Brandy Torr from the volleyball team was given the Division II Volleyball Award at the Sportswomen of Colorado this year. So while it was a well-deserved honor award, what does that mean for not only the volleyball team, but just the whole program and the athletic department in general?
Oh yeah, it's a great award for us. I mean, we're very proud of what Brandy did over her career here. Volleyball is one of our front porch programs for the department. It's huge in this state, and to be recognized in the way that we were, and Brandy's accomplishments is really a testament to her hard work, as well as the hard work of the coaches and the staff, and just the prominence of our volleyball program. So again, we're very excited and proud of what Brandy did, and we look forward to having some more people recognized today.
Well, Dr. Grant, we can't thank you enough for taking time out of your, I'm sure, hectic schedule to come out and be on the show, and we hope to see you on a future show as well.
Definitely. I love coming and talking to you guys, and just hanging out. So I look forward to coming back next time.
All right, we appreciate it, and while we bid farewell to Dr. Grant, on our next segment after break, we will jump right back into the track and field discussion, as we'll have senior jumper Sarah Hughes right here on the Coach's Corner.
Dobinson stops on a dime, now to Cortez. The Cortez beating, count the bucket, and foul.
If you can't get enough of MSU Denver sports, then you need to tune in to the Roadrunner Review. Get into the game with exclusive highlights, interviews, player stories, and of course the top plays that will have you jumping out of your seat. You can catch all the action on Comcast CET and at roadrunnersathletics.com.
Hey, nice job! Great spot!
I'm Joe Rice. I'm the Director of Government Relations for Lockheed Martin Space Systems. I transferred into MSU Denver while I was in the Colorado National Guard and after I completed my associate's degree. This was the only university where somebody actually sat down with me and helped me plan out my academic path to finish my degree and graduate on time. Reach for the stars, come to MSU Denver, launch your career.
Brought to you by your #1 volume Nissan dealer, Tynan's Nissan. Come in today and choose from nearly 1,200 new Nissans. Get 0% for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. During the Bottom Line event, lease the new Altima for only $149 per month. Gives you both efficiency and performance. Looking for an SUV? Then choose the all-wheel drive Rogue at just $159 per month. Also available with optional third-row seats. Bottom Line savings at Tynan's Nissan in Aurora and Fort Collins.
I'm Raquel Torres, senior guard for the women's basketball team.
Winners, and there's Torres, three-point shot up and
Oh, there it goes.
Raquel Torres, the trifecta.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
I'm Andre Harris, senior center for the Roadrunners men's basketball team.
Here's Andre Harris with the jam, bobbing and weaving through traffic.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Thanks for coming back here on the Coach's Corner. Now we say hello to one of the outdoor track and field superstars, senior Sarah Hughes. So, Sarah, so glad you could join us today on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have to ask, you guys just had a meet a few days ago. How are you feeling after competing in Boulder for your first meet of the year?
I'm feeling great. So I jumped the furthest I have in like almost a year at this meet, which was huge for me. Indoor was really rough, so to open up my outdoor season with such a big jump and to kind of make a comeback after a hard time was awesome.
So you finished in second place in the triple jump. Tell us how your performance went and kind of what you're expecting from your season from here on out.
So just looking at results from last year, I'm already jumping at the same point I was last season, and last season was a huge season where I just jumped better and better and better. So fingers crossed that that same progression happens where I keep increasing my jumps. And the same happened even in the meet. I started out smaller and then just increased in size each jump, which was awesome for me.
Awesome.
All right, so let's talk about Coach Christopher. She was on the show in the first segment, and she took over for Nick and Moss and before the indoor track and field season. So tell us about Coach Christopher and how and what she's done to keep the ship floating, and how does she, I guess, get you and your teammates' minds in the right state of mind to compete?
So she's been my coach since like my very first day here at Metro, and so I got to experience her for now going on our 4th year together. Yeah. So I knew that she was such a motivating coach and that she really encouraged people and kind of got them to buy into the program. So I was so excited to have her become the interim head coach for us because I knew how much she'd done for me and that she could do the same for our team. And she's really built this team spirit around us. Like, I've never seen our team so positive and encouraging each other like this past meet. We had sprinters and distance runners just joking around, putting like temporary tattoos on each other, and to have our whole team come together like that is huge because you don't always see that with like a distance team and a sprints team. So she's done everything she can to bring us all together, and I think she's done a really great job at that.
So last time Coach Christopher was on the show, she was telling us about your student teaching and how you're not able to make it to every practice every week. So kind of just talk to us about how that's going and what are the plans after graduation?
So it's going really well. It's hard only being at practice 1 day a week. I just get so excited when I get to be at practice with my teammates because I don't see them that often. And then training on my own is hard, but she does everything she can to encourage me. Student teaching's been awesome. I've had a blast. I started teaching middle school last week, and I taught the whole day by myself today, which was scary, but it was good. I want to teach elementary PE once I graduate. That's really what I want to do, and then coach high school and possibly college later on down the road.
Cool, that's great.
So you mentioned how Coach Christopher has been your coach for the last 4 years. You've been part of this program since 2013, competing in both the indoor and outdoor track and field seasons. You're a local from Broomfield. So tell us why you chose MSU Denver to compete and also to further your education.
So I was a transfer student from Colorado State in Fort Collins. I didn't enjoy my time there. It just wasn't the right place for me, and my brother was here at school, and I knew that I wanted to be in the PE program that they had here, so it was kind of an easy transition for me. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and I really knew I wanted to run track, so I was lucky enough to get in contact with the coaches, and they really opened that door for me. So it was a decision that was necessary, but I'm also really happy that the decision was made and that I was able to come here.
So how did you get into triple jumping or, long jumping? Was it something that you fell into on accident, or did you just kind of knew that that's what you wanted to do?
So I grew up as an Irish dancer. That's what I did with the majority of my childhood and pretty much all through high school. So when I joined the high school track team my freshman year, they put me in hurdles first just because the jumping and the leaping, they're like, oh, you'll be good at this. And then sophomore year, they were like, well, we can try jumps, and clearly it worked out. I kind of just got tossed into it, and then triple jump really worked out. My dance background really helps a lot, so I'm thankful that it all kind of pieced together. Exactly.
Irish dancing, I guess that's prevalent with St. Patty's Day last weekend, right? All right, well, Sarah, we appreciate you hanging out with us on the show. Great luck in the outdoor season. You guys have a meet this weekend, so best of luck in that, as well as your student teaching as well. It sounds like it's going pretty well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So before we call it quits here on the show, let's bring you what's on the docket for Roadrunner sports this weekend. The tennis teams are on the road in Texas this weekend. The women's will take on Central Oklahoma, Midwestern State, Dallas Baptist, and St. Edwards, while the men will take on Midwestern State, Northwest Missouri State, Dallas Baptist, and St. Edwards as well. All of these games will take place over a 5-day period, so a busy weekend for head coach Daniel Hanksteffer.
The softball team is also quite busy this week as they'll host Fort Hays State in non-conference action on Tuesday starting at 4 p.m. Then Coach Van Wetzing and her squad will remain at home this weekend as they welcome in New Mexico Highlands for a 4-game set. Both days will have its first pitch thrown around noon.
The baseball team will also be home this weekend as they welcome in the Grizzlies from Adams State. Coach Otis's squad will have their first night game at the Regency Athletic Complex as Game 1 will kick off at 6 p.m. on Friday. So make sure you come out there to the rack all weekend long to support the red and blue, and bring your sunscreen. It's supposed to be nice all weekend long. So that's going to do it for another edition of the Coach's Corner, and we thank you for tuning in. We want to thank our guests, Anthony Grant, Sarah Hughes, Coach Christopher.
We can't forget.
And also thank you to Celeste for doing a bang-up job co-hosting the show. And we want to thank you for tuning in. Have a safe spring break, and we will see you next week.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
I pledge.
I pledge. To create an environment in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.